This is Marcus Washington's questions for Georgetown head coach Rob Salata.
Coach,
Marcus wants to get at it.
Coach, you have three guys on the defensive side of the ball on their all-league team. What makes those three individually so special? They're all sophomores, so they're still young, yet obviously they've achieved quite a bit to get noticed.
Yeah, within the league, and I think all the head coaches have framed it correctly, it's very competitive. All these games within the conference come down to a couple plays here and there throughout. You know, you have the two top teams in the league in Holy Cross and Fordham, and everybody else is right there getting better as the seasons progress. We're no different. We have a combination of a young football team with some great leadership. We have 5 grad students in combination with really strong sophomore class. And I think they've benefited from the leadership of our older kids and have been able to be impact players on the defensive side of the ball. So, you know, we talked a little bit about the teams today as a staff, but not really as a team. I would say all 3 of those guys are team guys. You know, they're not really looking for the spotlight. They're looking just to make sure that they're doing a great job, doing their job, doing their, you know, their 111th on the defense. And honestly, all 3 of those guys had good years last year, and they're competing for time right now. We have guys that are listening probably to this call saying, I'm going to go and try and take their spot. So I think as we've gotten into the summer, we've been able to bring in some talent and develop some talent that's made it probably one of the more competitive off seasons that we've had. So I'm really looking forward to fall camp, you know, put the pads on and start getting into some real football here next week.
And what do you visualize on the offensive side of the ball, kind of like what their identity will be?
Bottom line is we took a really good look at our season last year. And when you're in those tight games, you have to figure out what the X factor is. And it is very apparent. You know, we were extremely talented throwing the football last year with Josh Tomas leading the nation in receptions and yardage. And we looked at, you know, our ability to run the football and to be able to stop the run. You know, those two things with our turnover margin really showed where we are as a football program. Those are some things we focused on. We will go into camp and we will work extremely hard to be able to run the ball and be able to, you know, set up edges and be physical at the point of attack. So, you know, the identity for our team is going to start up front. You know, Ty Reed is probably one of my favorite players that we've had. We talk about Sisu a lot and resilience, and he's the epitome of that. And it's great that he's flanked by 2 of our, you know, best offensive and defensive linemen, 2 junior captains for us, which is the first time that's happened. But we 100% believe that winning games is starting in the middle up front. And that's been a huge focus in the weight room for us in recruiting and in development, you know, with our offensive and defensive lines. So, you know, our identity is going to be that we're going to be able to run the football, especially in tough situations, and we're going to be able to stop the run. That's the identity that we want to, you know, if you talk to me postseason, hopefully I'm talking about that and that we're back to a plus 20 turnover ratio, which we had some success back in 18 and 19.